Good morning, Arizona and the intergalactic universe that's out listening to us. The only live radio automotive talk show in northern Arizona and throughout the world. You can stream us live on kyca.info and see our smiling, happy faces. We've got the faces for radio, that's for sure. I'm John Lonis, owner of AutoWorks in Prescott Valley, Arizona, and today I've got a couple of guests in the house, but sitting to the left of me is Mark Kroll from Southwest Truck and RV.
How you doing, Mark? We're back. I'm fine. How about you?
Just peachy.
Before we get started, I just want to make sure to wish everybody out there Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays as applicable. It's great to be here in the Christmas city.
It is. This is the courthouse lighting last week or the week before last. That was kind of neat. Saw that all over Facebook and such. And it's that time of year. It's starting to cool off a little bit. We're supposed to get down into the 60s this week.
Oh, my gosh.
Woohoo! And I've got a couple of guests in here today, Jess from Jess Recruiting in Phoenix area, and her partner Charles. He's the brains behind the computer and AI stuff that they do and stuff. So we're going to talk to them about recruiting and getting trade schools back into the automotive, back into schools and high schools and colleges and stuff, and try to entice the younger people that this is a good career field. This is respectable, a good money making field, and you can make a good respectable living doing it. Also today we have a couple of our other sponsors that are out today. So again, I think we got to vote ourselves a raise because Desmond Creighton from Prescott Valley Transmission, he's off.
That's it. Double our usual compensation for this effort.
I heard that last week. Shannon actually agreed with us last week on the ladies' show, and I heard that she's actually doubling our zero pay.
The boss's boss.
Yeah, so we did get a raise last week.
Was that zero?
Yeah, double zero. We're doing good. Also, Louie from Prescott Tire Pros, he's out of the office today, out goofing around. Probably made another left-hand turn. I don't know if he's heading towards Vegas again or...
That's that whole NASCAR thing. He just keeps making lefts. I don't know what that's about.
Well, I guess he's got all the tires in the world that he could possibly need, so he doesn't have to worry about wearing them out or anything. And Ken is snowbirding back in Florida, so he's not going to be here for a while. Who else are we missing?
Thom, he's down at the ranch.
Yeah. He's horsing around. It's very possible he may be up the week after next. Next week we're going to do a best of show. We'll be interested to see actually if there was a best of show. They already burned up our best of show a couple weeks ago.
Low bar.
So next week in the studio here, it's going to be a little quiet because I heard Dr. Hancock is done for the rest of the year too. So Andy, Andrew, and Scotty, I think they probably won't be here either. That'll be taken off. Those are people that keep us in line and do our phone calls and tell us when somebody's calling in. For the next 2 weeks, they're going to be gone. So it's going to be best of shows. And Andrew cracks the whip, tells us when commercial breaks are coming and stuff. So if you folks, this is a show about automotive. So if you want to call in, give us a call, 928-541-1016. We love to hear your comments, concerns, and announcements. Let us know what you did good this year. And listeners, if you have grandkids or kids in high school or anybody that's doesn't know what they're going to do for a career, get them to tune into the show today because we're talking about how to get into the automotive field and how lucrative it can be. Mm-hmm. So, Jess, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing and what you're trying to accomplish, and get back into the industry of what we're trying to improve upon again.
Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here on Drivetime AZ. What we're doing is so monumental right now in the automotive industry. A lot of high schools are not really bringing back the trade schools. When I was in school, we had auto shop, we had culinary, we had those various hands-on skills. And so a lot of the high schools are slowly bringing them back. And so part of that, what we would like to do here at Smarter Way to Apply, powered by Just Recruiting, is talk to the kids about how they can have a wonderful career in automotive, sharing with them what can take place, just starting in high school. Some of the high schools do have a automotive technology program in place. And so a lot of that is technician focus, and that is our focus. However, while we are talking to these students in schools, our goal is to really share with them various careers that they can have in the industry.
Good, because it looks like, definitely the automotive field, we're short on on the people to come into the
To
field
come
and do
in.
stuff. We have more people retiring and quitting, and I think the high schools and colleges, they've been pushing a lot of this IT stuff and all this computer stuff, and I think there's going to be a glut of too many people in that field, in the technology area, and so that lessens the amount of people that we have in the automotive field. So the good ones that are out there, they can start commanding a higher price, and there's not a problem with technicians working 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, making six figures a year.
Yeah, definitely. Can I jump in on that?
Sure.
Please.
Hey, I'm Charles, guys. My background, I just want to introduce myself. My background's in technology, data engineering. I've done it for several years for different enterprise companies. And what I realized working with Jess at Smarter Way to Apply and helping kids understand the benefits of the automotive industry is that working on a car is just as technical and high tech it is me working on some report or pulling together some piece of software for a company. It's even more technical, right? Because you got to understand the software. You got to understand something about engineering, right?
Right.
I mean, so I think what we've been seeing is that, everybody's talking about the huge technician shortage, right? And so what we've been trying to do is focus our energy into helping high schoolers, CTE programs, and trade schools understand that when you talk about automotive, you're not talking about a dirty guy under a car full of grease and just dejected about life, right? You're talking about a highly skilled individual that actually can take their skill set and literally work anywhere in the world. I don't think people think about that, right?
Right, they are.
When you come into trade, you don't think, hey, I can go
Yeah.
anywhere in the world and there's going to be a technician needed. I can travel the world. I can do cool high-tech stuff. So we've been really focused on bringing that because we have to attract new energy, new talent into the industry. We're having a shortage. People kids are not seeing it as a viable career path. And so that's what we're trying to build and selling them something that's high tech, which it is, the actual reality of what it is. I haven't worked on a car. I just watch this stuff and I'm amazed. I couldn't do it as a person who's very, who has a long history in technology.
Technicians are electronic computer operators and programmers. We're plumbers. We're electricians.
Yeah.
We are grease monkeys. There's so much involved in being a technician.
Yeah.
It's not just rebuilding carburetors.
No.
Right.
You know, that's a
Along
rarity.
those lines, John and I visited. We go to a seminar in Tennessee, and 2 years ago, Mike Rowe was one of the key speakers, and he really focused on that and the lack of technicians. And John mentioned earlier, we got more people retiring than coming in. For every 5 auto techs that retire, only 2 come in to replace them.
Yeah. That's the numbers.
And that's the scenario when we're already with a shortage.
Yeah.
So if you do supply and demand, pretty soon, well, you can imagine what happens to wages in that scenario.
Yeah.
Wages, prices, right?
Right.
If you prices for consumers, right? If I bring my
Gonna
Camaro in,
skyrocket.
I need something done. You have to pay more for a technician.
Right.
Everything rises. So
And I like what you guys are doing. I first met you guys probably 6 or 8 months ago.
Yep.
I was looking for some technicians and service advisors for my shop, and that's what Just Recruiting was doing. They were out there hunting for me on trying to find things. And along the way, you guys have designed this platform, Flat Rate Pro, which I really got on board with because this is something interesting. Mark and I, we're always interviewing people, and technicians tell us they can do so much stuff, and they're awesome, great, and stuff like that. So we take the chance, we hire them, and they can't do it. They can't perform it. So you guys have developed this program, Flat Rate Pro, which is really interesting, and I've got some of my guys at my shop to start logging in their stuff. But what the technician does is they log in their RO, the year, make, and model of the car that they're doing, what the actual book time is, and what the actual time is that it took them to do it. And what that does for us employers is it's kind of like a Carfax. The technician can bring this report into us and say, look, I'm really efficient in doing electrical repair, or I'm really efficient in doing suspension repair and stuff. So we can actually see that they've actually been responsible enough to track the repairs that they've been doing, putting in honest time that it took them to do it, along with what book time is. And this, I think, if we can get this into the high schools,
Yes.
this will help those kids in high school because we do like to hire the young ones and try to grow them.
Yeah.
But we need to see their efficiency. And the younger generation now they can talk up a storm. They can talk a good talk.
Yeah.
And until they actually put a wrench in their hand and they're on the floor,
Yeah.
that's when we find out what they can actually do. So I really like this flat rope program. What got you guys interested? Was there a demand? Were you hearing about this?
Right.
What do you guys think?
It actually started from the recruiting efforts, when we were talking with technicians, hearing about what they can do on their skills, and then I would share them with you. You thought that they were also strong in their repairability, but the reality is everybody's skill level in a technician is different. And they've heard different terminologies. They've been in the field, in the industry, so they can talk to it and speak that good gift of gab. But where the downfall was, by the time they got hired at a shop, they get underneath the hood of the car, and then there were some lacks in their repairability. So hearing that over time, I was sharing with Charles, I was like, there has to be another way where we can efficiently judge and understand where they're at in their repair skills and ability, and then use that so that way you can hire smarter. Because once it's listed on ASC standards on their repairs, what they're strong at, you then know what your shop specialize in. And so you can say, okay, well, they're really strong in diesel, right? Or they're really strong in various makes and models on everything. Then you can hire that person smarter. And so that's how the Flat Rate Pro report really became created, is because I was thinking more on a broader level for technicians to start using it so they can highlight their skills and their abilities on where they're strong at.
Right. So
And so it's at geargenius.ai if anybody's want to check it out.
Please repeat that.
Geargenius.ai. It's a suite of platforms. So just kind of broke it out for you. Geargenius.ai is a suite targeted for automotive technicians. We do Flat Rate Pro, which allows you to log your jobs, log your own work. We have a tool calculator. We have toolbox stuff where you can keep, just digitally track your work and your tools. But the power in it is it belongs to you, right? So typically technicians enter their work into shop management systems, and then they go to the next shop, and they don't. Flat Rate Pro, GearGenius.ai is targeted to the technicians. The account belongs to them. They take their book of work with them throughout their career.
And there's also it's also free, or there's a free version of it.
Oh yeah, most of the
that's something else that we want to do is we don't want to have to pay for something because we're going to be in this field for 40 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep paying a subscription, so you guys have this free suite portion of it. And then of course there's always add-ons and step-ups and stuff to improve and make it a lot easier and stuff. But
all the core functionality is free. We were very intentional about that. All the core functionality of GearGenius.ai, Flat Rate Pro is one of the apps on that suite, but the URL is GearGenius.ai. All the core functionality is free. We have some premium stuff if you like to connect your data to AI bots and want to do some cool stuff like that. You just want to talk your jobs. We have some premium features there, but the core stuff is all free. The stuff that allow a technician to keep their book of work with them.
Okay, great. And it looks like we have a caller that's calling in, Tom from the ranch. He's about horsing around and stuff like that. Tom's been in the automotive field for what, 70 years, Tom? And so you've seen how things have grown and changed, and technicians, how they've come and gone. So how's it going down there at the ranch today?
It's beautiful down here. I'm going to go out for a drive in my convertible today.
Ooh, look at you. Going to do 15 miles
Where
an
did
hour.
you plug in the scanner to your Model T, Tom? I don't know where to put it.
Yeah, they didn't make a roof for that one. So interesting topic you guys have today. I just wanted to clarify one thing before I forget. Were you saying GearGenius.ai?
Yes.
Yes, GearGenius.ai.
GearGenius.ai. There's no .com or anything. It's just .ai.
.ai. Yep.
Okay.
These guys are
and
so
the second
cool. They're
thing,
creating
John, you made reference to they're going to be doing best ofs. I've confirmed with the powers to be at the station that they would prefer that we don't do a live show on that New Year's weekend, so the whole team can take the long weekend. So we won't be doing a live show on Christmas or New Year's weekend.
So you're going to cut our pay on in both weekends then?
Yeah, we're cutting your double pay in half.
Sweet. All right.
Now we're at -0.
That's so nice to have you on the show,
But
Tom.
are we bumping up against a commercial? Because I have a feel-good story to share about my business.
Yeah, we could probably do a
Yeah, we
commercial
could
break.
probably do a break.
Okay, so stick around for the break. We'll take a break,
Okay.
and if there's any,
This is definitely a good feel-good story, especially for the holidays.
good, because you cutting our pay in half prior to the commercial break.
Yeah, it's a little cold, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put some scotch in my bottle. So,
Yeah.
people out there, this is an automotive show. Give us a call, 928-541-1016. We're going to take a commercial break and visit our sponsors. This is probably an awesome commercial, so listen to it, record it, go ahead and make it a ringtone. So we'll see you in just a couple minutes. All right. Thanks for listening. We are back. That was a good commercial. Hopefully, you guys saved that last one for a ringtone. That'll be a good one for a job done right at the right price, right? Okay. So, Tom, are you still on the line? You're going to give us a good, positive, feel-good moment?
I think it is. Yeah, and by the way, guys, thanks for taking my call.
Well, we thought we had to. I mean, it says
we
Tom,
debated.
the boss guy,
Yeah,
wants to talk to you. So
it took a while to take it, as you might have known when you were on hold. We were going back and forth.
We were wondering, who did what?
Yeah, and Merry Christmas. I'll probably forget if I don't say that right up front. Anyhow, to the point of opportunities that exist in this industry for young people coming in, and the trade schools, the auto shops, and different things being removed from the high schools. I want to hearken back to when I first opened my first transmission shop up in Marysville, Washington in 1981. And the shop teacher from the local high school came by, and he said, would you guys consider allowing one of our students come over and just do some work experience? You don't even have to pay him. Just have him do anything. He can sweep up, anything, just so he has something to put on his resume for work experience. And we said, so what do you mean we don't have to pay him? He said, no, this is just through the high school, through the auto shop program. We said, well, sure. And this kid was really, really raw. I mean, we had to teach him how to sweep with a dustpan and a broom. I mean, he had never had a job in his life. And the nicest kid in the world. And here's the happy story. In April of this coming April, he's going to make the last payment on a note that I gave him when I retired. He will own that business free and clear.
Oh, wow.
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 Congratulations.
That's a career path.
Ooh, especially
That's a career path.
especially coming from you, hiring him for nothing and getting him
There
working
you
for
go.
free. For 45 years, you were able to not pay him a dime. That's awesome.
This whole
I
deal.
figure I owed him.
Yeah.
This whole deal of working for Thom for nothing seems to be a trend here.
Well, he didn't work for nothing for long. He had a great attitude. He went on to become one of the best transmission rebuilders in the Pacific Northwest, maybe in the country. And he ended up, of course, as I've just alluded to, he ended up buying the business when I retired. He and another employee bought it together. That employee, unfortunately, died in an accident a few years after they purchased, and he's carried the load by himself ever since. He's doing well. He's a great kid still. I call him a kid, but, 20 years ago.
Well, almost anybody compared to you as a kid. So
Yeah. But I thought that to the point of you folks talking about opportunity within the field and this thing about the graying of our industry, people retiring, that's an opportunity that doesn't get talked about a lot. But a lot of times the retiring owners are really just looking for an ongoing income, as I was. And I didn't really need the cash up front. So I was able to carry a long-term note for him. And, I'm not the only guy in the world that would probably be willing to do that.
and that proves that you can start with absolutely nothing in your personal toolbox, physically or mentally, and enter as a shop sweeper.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up purchasing the business, and now he's just could be a happy camper, and he can pass this on to his kids.
I don't know. I'm sorry, sir. That is awesome. I don't know. Like that's the type. People like you could start off sweeping the shop to owning your own business.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and he's living the American dream right now.
That's an awesome career path. Yeah.
Thom, how many at your peak? How many shops were in the chain?
We had 17 shops. Now, that's the happiest story in the bunch, but I was going back, reflecting, and I helped over 50 people go on to open their own business.
Wow.
That worked for us, employees that worked for us.
Wow.
They went through our training. We had a very strict training program. They worked their way up, and ultimately, over 50 guys ultimately ended up owning their own shops. Some went out of the automotive field, but they learned how to run a business while working for us.
I don't think enough people understand that, like how you can start off there and end up owning your own business. I don't think we say that enough, or not to say everybody will, but that's enticing. That's impressive.
Yeah, from the break room to the boardroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what's interesting about the automotive industry is you don't need to be super rich to start an auto repair shop.
Yeah.
You just need a break, really, is what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, you need the training and the background, so hopefully you get to work at a shop where that training's made available. Our guys were kind of blessed to work for us, and I'm going to pat myself on the back for a minute, but I've been an industry trainer since 1992. So they're working for an industry trainer. That's a little leg up for them. But I'm not the only guy out there with the knowledge to be able to do that training. John, you can do it, and Mark, you can do it. You're doing it right now, Mark.
Yeah,
You have a story like that one in the making, don't you?
Exactly. I took a page out of your book, and we got Irvin, and he's the heir apparent, and he's getting to learn how it is. And it's not all rainbows and unicorns, but it's interesting, and we're a family-held business, and one of the things I like about us and John and Desmond is in comparison with the big chains, if you got a problem and you want to go to corporate in our shop, just go into my office.
Yeah.
You don't have to call somebody in a different state.
Send a text and hope for a reply or an email
Exactly.
or something like that. So, yeah.
So, folks, I didn't catch your names. I got into the show a little bit late. Our guests, your names
Go
are.
ahead, Jess.
Oh, hi, Tom. This is Jess Dudley with Smarter Way to Apply.
Yeah, I'm Charles.
Hi.
Tom, how you doing, sir?
Nice to meet you
Hi,
virtually.
Charles.
Yeah.
Good to meet you. I wish I was there to meet you in person today. But anyhow, kudos to you for what you're doing. And I'm going to sign off and just say Merry Christmas to everybody, and we'll catch you. Actually, the ladies' show is going to be the first live show for.
Oh, we got 3 weeks.
With
on it.
3 weeks, I'm going to have to
2026.
retrain me.
So us guys get 3 weekends in a row off.
All
But
right.
I'll be back up for that one on the 17th.
All right.
Okay,
Sounds
and
good.
say-
Thanks for calling in.
Say hey to John and the family. Merry Christmas to all.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
I
Happy
will.
New Year.
I'm seeing them.
Christmas.
Yes, thank you. You all take care.
All right. Thanks for calling in. They're cracking the whip at us again. We have to take another break. So we're going to take a break, and we will be right back. This is the Automotive Show. Any questions that you have in getting into or out of the automotive field, or how to apply, or what it's all about, give us a call. Our phone number is 928-541-1016, and we'll talk to you in just a few minutes. And we are back live, the only talk radio show about automotive in northern Arizona, from downtown Prescott in the old studio building.
Did you say Prescott?
Yeah, isn't that where we're at? I
You
think.
ain't from here, are you, boy?
Sorry, okay, Prescott.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I get more response. People listen up, their ears perk up when you say Prescott.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, what's
Yeah,
going on? here?
Prescott, we've been pronouncing the name of the city wrong for 100 years.
At least, yeah. So give us a call, 928-541-1016. We can talk about automotive repairs. We can talk about getting a job. We can talk about owning a shop or anything automotive. That's what we're all about. So I've got a couple of guests in here, Charles and Jess. They're talking about a smarter way to apply and Flat Rate Pro and Gear Genius AI.
Yeah.
This is all automotive stuff that technicians can use to get into the field and build themselves a track record. I know as a technician myself, building a resume, I'm not into that. Just let me put my greasy thumbprint on the application, and this is me.
Yeah.
I can do this type of stuff. So now that technology has changed and innovations are out there and we're getting more technical and stuff like that, you guys have developed a suite of things to help people get into the automotive field, and you're also trying to develop an apprenticeship program like Thom was just talking about, an apprentice sweeper that actually ended up buying a shop and owning one of Thom's shops. So
Buying his chain of shops. He bought the
he
business.
bought them all.
It's my understanding. I could be wrong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've been wrong before.
Huh.
One shop, 17 shops. That it shows you, why it's important to have an apprentice, right? At least finding the right apprentice for your shop, someone that is eager and willing to learn. Starting from the bottom, we all have to start somewhere.
Mhm.
And so that is sweeping the floors. You're learning, even though while you're sweeping floors, you're visually seeing what's going on in the shop too. So it's not just sweeping floors. You got to start somewhere. And this is why apprenticeship programs are important, because you want to match what you're learning in school, but you also need that hands-on experience. And I'll tell you, hands-on experience is really the most valuable to your knowledge and your learning. And so when you merge the two, I like to say it's OSE program, which is, owner, student, educator, merging the two where the student can see what's possible in an independent shop and giving them that experience while they're developing that skills, to me is the key to them having a career, at least starting a career in the automotive industry. What would you add to that, Charles?
I agree. And that's where, Just Recruiting, which is now a smarter way to apply. Just Recruiting started off as focused in the automotive area, and then once we realized the hole in the technician shortage and just people wanting to enter the industry, we focused our attention to the high schoolers and getting partnered up the right apprenticeships with the right shops, because that's a lot of shops have very bad experiences with apprentice.
And that's something too, is when a new person is entering the automotive field. And I just heard this story just a couple days ago. It might have been yesterday even, that somebody went to school and ended up paying the money to going to UTI and getting that training and stuff, and then entered a chain store as an entry-level type person, had a bad experience after 4 months of doing that and said, forget it, I'm not going to do this automotive thing, and they went on to a different career. And so people that are entering the field, different shops have different cultures. And so don't give up just after one. I mean, you just spent thousands of dollars going to a trade school, and you had one bad experience that soured the barrel. So try a different school. I've done this with Desmond and I. We swapped technicians because it just didn't fit in with my culture, but it was perfect for his, and vice versa and stuff. So technicians that are entering the field, please don't give up after one or two shops. Try different shops, try independents, try dealerships, try chain stores. You'll find something that you can like, and if this is a field that you like, it's not a job. It's fun if it's not a job, and you can have a good career and make a living out of it.
Can I add one other thing to that too, John? Is it really starts with the shop to say, hey, this is outlining in the beginning what the expectation is in the role, outlining what the career path could look like when they stay there, and putting that vision in that new person's mind ahead of time.
And I would add to that, just creating the culture.
Creating a
Culture.
culture,
In one of the places we go for training, one of the guys introduced himself as the culture manager, chief culture officer is what he said. And that's important. I mean, you can train people stuff, but it's kind of like if you're a football fan, we can train you the plays, whatever, but we can't train you speed. That's something you got to bring to the game, and culture is something you got to bring to the game. And in the long run, culture, values, attitude, that's more important than just about everything, right?
And that's what we hear from our shops, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be that guy that says, hey, John needs an apprentice. Let's find the right cultural fit, right, with a flat rate pro report, with all the things that help John make that decision. He has skill fit. Now, does he have the culture fit? So that's what we're trying to kind of nudge ourselves, and not with current technicians, like with the newer generation coming in, or encouraging people to come into the industry and finding those culture fits to.
Yeah, it is. That's what we're looking for, and that's what I like how this is developing. And again, I just got to say, I mean, try if you're entering the field, I would say try independent shops. I mean, getting into a dealer shop, the new kids think, oh, this is great. I'm going to work at a dealership. Dealerships don't have the culture that us independents have.
That's
We're
right.
more family oriented.
That's right.
We, give you the weekends off and time off and have Christmas parties and such.
Yeah.
I was just talking with another fellow shop manager, and the corporate gave them $10 per employee to spend on their Christmas gift lunch thing or whatever. It's like
Barely buy lunch.
It's like, are you serious?
$10.
Yeah, you can have half a cup of coffee.
All right, they're cracking the whip one more time. Those darn sponsors, we got to get people to pay for our show. So we got to go to a break, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Give us a call, 928-541-1016. See, this is the fastest hour of automotive talk show in northern Arizona, located in downtown Prescott.
There you go.
There you
Now
go.
you're
Get it
better.
better. Been up here for 25 years. I should know it properly.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about the automotive industry and apprentice and getting people into the automotive field and just expanding our market and what we need out here for the technician shortage. So, Mark, you were just talking about your technicians and changing their pay rate, and it's basically a performance-based pay.
Yeah, I want to make sure that everybody on the team has skin in the game.
Yeah.
So when I bought the shop, and for the last 4 years, I've been the only guy on flat rate. So if I want to raise, yeah, exactly, checkbook rate. But it's exciting. It's a new venture. I've been in the sales field in one form or another all my life, and the most highly compensated salespeople are the ones that are on 100% commission. And it's scary. Yeah. And it was scary for me when they switched me over and said, well, we're going to take away your base pay. Yeah. Okay, well, what am I going to do? Why don't you sell? You're a salesman. Yeah. And it caused some heartburn, but in the fullness of time, it helped me focus. And I really felt like a team member, and eventually we got together and took the company public, and everybody got paid. Mm-hmm. So that's a beautiful thing. And when I got that job, I was brokering the 10 Commandments. Yeah. whatever. Enough about me. But in any
you were
event,
hungry. You had a drive, a
it-
desire to do
it's
something.
incentive. It keeps you focused, and it really makes you feel like part of a team, for good or ill, and a lot more good than ill.
I think from the tech, what we hear from our techs is, if the shop has the work, right? If the cars are coming through, then flat rate can be very beneficial, right? But for those shops that struggle with client with car count, that's where we hear the most pain from the techs, in those type of shops. But if you have a solid shop, if I can say something about the independent shop real quick, we focus on the independent shop. The independent technician is different from the dealership technician, right?
Definitely.
The independent technician has to be a jack. That person has to be a jack, right? They have to know a little bit of everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, independent shops definitely. We were much more variety.
Yeah.
Now, I used to be a technician, and I will say that I did use that excuse.
Yeah.
Well, if the shop has the work, then I can make some money. Well, that's kind of the lazy attitude of the technician, because the technician, even if it's an oil change, you want to look that car over for safety things. You want to take a look. You don't want to just drain the oil, change the filter, maybe check the tires and kick it out.
That's fair.
That could be your mom or your grandma that's going to be loading up the grandkids for a Christmas trip, and you didn't notice that the tires got steel cord showing on it.
Yeah.
You didn't see it from the outside because it's wearing on the inside of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Same thing with brakes, wiper blades. The technicians need to do a good, thorough safety inspection. And customers, we're not out there trying to sell you and rip you off stuff. We're just looking at safety stuff.
Yeah.
And then we will give you the maintenance items and the other little recommendations, and that's your budget. That's your call to do the repairs when and if you want to do them. But it's a safety thing, because if we don't note that you have steel cords hanging out on your tire and you're traveling down to 17 on the new flex lane and you have a blowout and cause an accident, well, it was just at John's shop. Why didn't they tell me about it?
Yeah.
So that is our duty, and that's the duty of the technician, is to note those safety inspection things. We can't force the customer to pay for it, but we're letting them know, because this covers our butt for our insurance reasons. We need to protect ourselves too, because these cars are way expensive, and if something happens to a life or somebody gets injured, that's priceless. And that just goes right, on up the chain. The lawyers nowadays are going to find who's got the deepest pockets and go after it. So that's where the technician can't have that attitude to cop out cheat. Well, they need the cars.
Well,
you need to open your
it's
mouth.
the same connection that creates what I call dynamic tension instead of finger pointing. Specifically regarding the case, then the people in the shop or the shop foreman can go and say, look, I got good guys now. It's your job to bring them in the front door. It's your job as a service advisor to explain the deal, make long-term, lifetime customers need to do that. And instead of pointing fingers, we can work together as a team. And most progress I made in my life or in business or I've observed is a result of responding to difficult times.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't ever remember sitting around saying things are going really well in my life. I believe I'll embark on a period of spiritual growth. It never worked out.
I could see you sitting on your porch with a cigar doing that.
Understood. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. So that's a team. If you got the team working together, you got the techs doing proper inspections. You got the front end building lifetime customers. It's all of a piece.
Yeah.
It is. It's a whole big combination of things on what we're trying to do to develop the best shop and give the customer the best experience that they possibly could have. Well, you have another sponsor. I guess our shows are getting expensive, so we got to do a lot of commercial breaks and have sponsors pay for it.
Yes.
Even though we're not reaping any rewards from it.
There you go. Well, we worked for Thom, I guess.
Well, you guys were at +0.
So, like it is, it's a break-even thing that we got to do. We got to take another break. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Give us a call, 928-541-1016, and stream us live on kyca.info, and you can see our happy, smiling faces. Yay! Back in just a couple minutes. All right, and we are back. This is our last segment. This show just flies by. This hour seems like a half hour, especially when we get to talk. Sorry the callers aren't getting through on the 541-1016 line. Sometimes the phone lines just don't operate too well. Nice old buildings with bomb shelters and such. They actually still have wires in this building. But it's a good classic
Did you see
building.
the switchboard out front?
That was a smoke signal, wasn't it? The blanket, the guy holding the blanket over the top.
Yeah.
Call us.
We appreciate you guys calling in. This is our last show of the year. We were just informed we got the next 3 weeks off. The guys have 3 weeks off. The girls will be back in 2 weeks. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We had a great Christmas party for our technicians on the 13th, a couple Saturdays ago. That was great to have our whole team and their plus one come into the dinner and just getting good food, good service, talking, rambling, getting to know each other away from the shop. That's kind of another nice thing that we like to do on trying to keep kind of family, but keep the culture going and happy, and we're not just all strict bean counters and cracking the whip and slave drivers and stuff like that. So we do like to give back to our teammates and stuff. So Mark, did you have a Christmas party, or you just
the answer's yes and no. We didn't have a Christmas party, but we're putting together our shop and our other business, the medical practice, and we're going to see Cirque du Soleil.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Watch some people swing around on
Nice.
ropes and stuff. So interesting. I know Desmond did an extra bonus for his guys, for his shop. Louis, you're not here to tell us what happened with you guys. You probably, took them all out on a NASCAR hot lap. So maybe that's what he does, because Louis is a cool guy, just loves to smoke tires and stuff.
Cool.
And Tom, he's down there horsing around in south of Tucson, goofing around and stuff like that. So it's been a fun year. I think we've had fun on this show. We've had lots of callers calling in, lots of neat different topics and questions. And I appreciate Jess and Charles coming in today to talk to us about the industry and trying to bring people into the industry. Yeah. And again, take a look at geargenius.ai.
Yeah, geargenius.ai or smarterwaytoapply.com. Either way, it'll get you there.
Yeah. And technicians and people that are in and out of the automotive industry, even if you're somebody that just dinks around at home on your car, you can join this Flat Rate Pro thing and kind of track your stuff too, just to see, you can tell your neighbors, hey, look, I kicked butt. The time said 2.5 hours.
If you kick butt long enough, don't tell your neighbor, tell me.
Yeah.
Because
we might be looking to add people to it.
And I wanted to take a second and thank KYCA for what they do and the forum that they offer us, as well as the fact that they are community supportive and sponsors. They're involved, and they allow us a forum and a vehicle that we can kind of help out a little bit too with the community, because especially during this season, but pretty much all the time, when you get to be my age, that becomes a little more important. What are we leaving?
What are you leaving behind?
Legacy.
What are we passing on?
Yep, and they're still out here talking, supplying us with free radio. No subscription needed to listen to us. You can take us anywhere. You can stream them live at kyca.info. There's a bunch of fun shows that they do. They start off with John Rush doing the sports talks at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Tri-City Sports Roundup, and then there's Dr. Hancock, and what's the name of his? Healthline. And then there's us, and then after us, it's Dave Ramsey, right?
People talking about money and how to save it, how to hoard it, how to make it, and not be in debt. So it's a great lineup on weekends, all throughout the week. We got Lisa Live throughout the week. I see a lot of their Facebook posts and what she's talking about during the week. So it's
she's
a lot
like
of fun.
Jess. She needs to cheer up a little bit.
Definitely got that coffee IV drip going.
Oh, yeah.
So, Tom, Desmond, Louie, everybody that's out there. Ken, hopefully you're enjoying Florida on your snowbirding stuff back there. He's our walking encyclopedia. He's been around the field for forever. He's rode his motorcycle on 6 out of the 7 continents. He's a big motorcycle nerd. He writes a lot of stories. Well, I guess I shouldn't call anybody nerds, but that's just how I am. This is free, and we don't have to do push the button because we're not doing anything wrong. But free radio, it's great. We love this show. We love our community. We love it when people call in. It's been a great year. Lots of phone calls. We'll have to take a look at the stats and see how many people called in and see how many people we've upset or helped. Hopefully our helping is better
Yeah, a
than
little bit
upsetting ones.
more. Yeah, both of the people we upset have gone away. So
Oh, okay, you're good then.
We sent them over to the other station.
yeah, we talked to them. We explained to them it's not good health.
Yeah.
Okay, you got 15 seconds.
We got 15 seconds, so hopefully everybody has a great week. It's a great week to have, but actually just finish out the year nice and strong. Be thankful, have fun with your family over the holidays, drive safe, and we will catch you guys in the new year. It's been a great year with you guys. We'll see you next year.
Okay.